Hey there, it's Bobby Legs, and welcome to another Friday night watch chat. We got a reshuffling of the crew here, right? We got some couple of new faces. No, actually, Bobby is only the first. This is your first time here on the Friday night watch chat, but Wolfgang is the seasoned veteran now. He's been on a few times, and so is Sanjay, and then Joe is the Mount Rushmore of the Friday night watch chat. What? What did I just say? Anyway, I don't know what I'm
Thank
saying.
you.
It's almost like after I'm done talking, it's like a blackout, right? I just don't even realize what I said after I say it. That's how it is when I talk. Anyway, um, I think we're gonna have a fun episode this Friday. But before we continue, let's go around the horn and check up on everybody and see what they got watch wise on wrist. Wolfgang, how are you? You're in Vegas now, huh?
Vegas, yeah, and I got something out of the safe. My long jeans.
Yeah, the sector dial. That's a beautiful. I
Oh,
love that watch.
very
I
good.
like it. Yeah, it's one of the smallest, probably the smallest watch I ever bought.
Yeah.
And I got my
Yeah, nice. You got your mug.
Ooh.
Mine's
Cheers.
mine's in the sink. Sorry guys, I totally blanked on bringing mine. I should always have that. So what do you have on wrist, Wolfgang?
that's the
The long
put
jeans?
it on right when
Yeah.
I
Okay.
got
Gotcha.
in. Yeah.
Nice.
Very very nice. So how many watches do you keep in Las Vegas?
About six,
Okay.
seven, maybe.
Okay. Yeah.
Depends. Most of them I brought home.
Yeah.
I brought a few over from Austria for
Yeah.
for the trip, but about 6, 7 stay here.
Excellent. Cool.
Nice.
Sanjay, how are you, man?
Good, man. Good to be here. Lots
Yeah.
of fun having streams with you.
Yeah. Doing. You got your.
Ooh,
Oh yes,
connecting.
yes. This is the one week that Marcus really shouldn't have missed. You had Wolfgang here. I'm sure there's going to be some Nomos talk, and then Sanjay with the new Seamaster that Marcus kind of
Mhm.
instigated, maybe
Enabled.
or
He did, he
not
did.
enabled. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I was not in the market. I mean, I was interested in the Seamaster, but then Marcus showed a picture of the Necton that he tried on, and he
Yeah.
said, "Oh, that's a cool Necton," and he said, "Buy it. It's like
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
like a great deal on it."
Yeah.
So I thought, he's just pulling my leg, and then I thought I'd message my AD, and he said, "Yeah, come take a look," and
Awesome.
lo and behold.
I love
Awesome,
it.
Hank.
It's a
Good
great
for you,
watch.
man. Good for you. Joe at Watch Would JC Do. How are you, my friend?
Hey, TGIF guys, doing well, thank you. Just wearing the Oceana 2000
Yeah, you love
again.
that watch.
I do. I like it. It's
You've
too big
been
for me, but I like it.
that's you've been wearing. Has that gotten the most wrist time in the last couple of weeks?
The honeymoon is strong. The honeymoon
Yeah.
is strong. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice, nice. And speaking of Joe, and we got my Kadoki on today,
Woohoo!
my evening watch, as I like to call it. I saved Bobby for last
Oh yeah.
because Bobby has a couple of new reveals tonight. I'm going to put you on solo layout. So, Bobby, what do you have on wrist tonight?
So, Bobby, I'm double wristing right now. So, actually, this probably is Joe probably likes this watch a lot. I'm wearing the JLC Rouge.
Ooh,
That's
very
on my-
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, JLC, just to give some JLC some love. It's not talked about enough, but so I wore that. So, the first watch I'm having is a Casio.
Oh,
A Casio. That's why I show the bracelet first, right?
Yeah.
The Casio, the vintage collection. I've never, my only Casio I've ever owned was the Back to the Future calculator watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just wanted a full metal. Everybody's like, seeing a lot of wristwatch checks, and it just feels. And I just want to see how yellow looks on my wrist, and I like it.
I think
Nice.
it
I
looks
like that.
great.
I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, it's nice, and so it has that. So I'm playing around with this one right now, but I did get a couple more pieces, and this is the ones that I've been collecting for the last couple of weeks. I did have to consolidate a little bit of my pieces, but I know that Bobby, you're a big Game of Thrones fan, so Dracarys is terminology for dragon fire. So this is the green dragon.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
H. Moser green dragon. I thought I collect colored watches, so I thought
Yeah.
this is the best green dial watch out there.
Yeah.
Wow.
I had the Moser Pioneer and
Yeah.
the the Milgauss Z Blue,
Mhm.
and unfortunately I had to consolidate both of them to get this. But I thought the bracelet itself was worth.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good move. That's a
They-
good shot at the bracelet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's snake-like, right, or dragon-like, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
It still has the same movement, but it has a gold rotor in it, and it's sized down. And I do have to thank all of you
Oh.
because you guys did a stream on it a couple of months ago, and there's not much on YouTube besides Tommaso on the Green Dragon. I just think it's so original.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for that.
Beautiful.
Most information. So that's not it yet. So there's one more piece. I just don't want to spoil more time here. So I did get rid of all my Rolex Batman and my IWC, my Omega Seamaster, and my Weiss watch
Ooh.
and everything else.
Wow.
And this, Bobby, you'll be happy to hear that I got a German watch.
Oh.
This is the Longa one
Oh man.
time zoner in platinum.
Wow.
This is
Holy.
it is a lovely, 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 lovely watch.
Holy cow.
It's platinum 41.9 millimeters, big date, of course. And you can see the 24
Yeah.
time zones there, dual time
Wow.
with AM PM indicator, and of course
My
for Longa you
goodness.
gotta.
Yes.
God, okay. There's two bridges, both free engraved. The balance cock and the intermediate bridge, German silver. Good look at that. Wow, this is the best.
That's
I mean,
a good angle.
yeah, they make the best movements.
What a great treat tonight! I got to tell you that much, Bobby. I didn't really expect
Yeah, it was so
very
I thought
nice.
no problem. So that's my
Wow.
my first German watch too. So I just wanted to dive right in.
Yeah, no, that's diving. That's
Diving it on, right?
you went down in the deep end, man. You got onto the springboard that you did the triple Lindy on the way down, and
I'm still submerged inside. You know?
Yeah.
I actually, the
Holy
funny thing is,
fuck.
I gave up all my Rolexes, so I'm unplugged from the Rolex matrix now. So, and just going full. away from
Can I just mention what my son mentioned when he saw the Green Dragon? So Bobby was kind enough to actually show me the Green Dragon before, and my son was with me, and he said, "Daddy, I wish you had a watch like that."
Oh, yeah.
But
boy.
his son's favorite color is green, so that's probably
Yeah.
the reason. why.
Yeah.
Well, what do you get next, Sanjay?
Congratulations. Yeah, what's next? Yeah.
The Green Dragon.
You got the answer.
Okay.
Oh.
Let's go through the chat and say hello. Now, for some reason, I have lost all the comments before 9:04, but I know ID Guy was number one. So give him props, and you, Wolfgang, were number 3. Hey, Chaz, how you doing? What's going on? Hey, Rancher, how are you? Ken, what's going on? Paul's here. Hello. Wilson, how you doing, sir? Justin's here. Peter. Wilson having the Bobby reaction when he saw your watches, very, very excited. Dan, how are you, Dan? What's going on? Roar the Tiger. Bongo Nutty, what's up? Hey there, Megan. How are you? Al29 is here. Riss Ross loves the Rouge.
Mhm.
Thomas, how you doing, my friend? Thank you for staying up, as well as ID Guy, as well as a bunch of others. Alex also, I think, is over in Scotland or in the UK. So thank you. Colin saying you suck, Bobby.
The question right now is which Bobby is he referring to, right? So
Yeah, I think he's referring to you.
Yeah.
He's referring to you. Watches with Murky G's here. How are you, sir? B Dev, hello, hello. Blue Shirt is here, and Donald. How you doing, Donald? Everyday Watch Guy, who had a stream on before, and Sanjay was on the stream, so Sanjay's doing back-to-back streams. He's heavily caffeinated, as he says. Make sure you keep on sipping the water to get that you don't lose your voice. Pierre Martin is there. Martin, I like that. See it, Martin. Okay, let's just scrolling down. I think I hit up everybody here. If not, I will catch you, I'm sure, somewhere. Oh, there's Easy Clean Longa. So you guys now are Longa buddies, as well as Oil Money. I think he's got a few of those.
Oil Money has a green dragon.
And the Longa too. So he's got like a couple of Longas, right?
I want to be like Oil Money, I guess.
Yeah, I think we all do. I think we all do. And his witty references to certain type of videotapes cannot be beat. Caliber is here as well. So a few days ago, I put it into our Discord chat, and the link to Super Best Watch Friends Discord is in the description if you want to join in. Join in the fun. We have a great group of people talking about watches, but I put it out there. Got the idea from Marcus, who's usual on this channel, on the stream, about what our collections might have looked like about 3 years ago. Something along those lines. It really sparked something in my head, and I thought that would be a good idea, a good discussion to have. And I put it out there, and I got pretty good response. And so I figure we'll start off with those in the chat. I mean, those in the panel here who submitted. And look, since this is my stream, I got to lead by example. So I will go first. And let me just share my screen.
And Rob, while you're doing that, just for context, the shots that you're showing, where were you in your watch collecting journey at that time?
Thank you for asking that. It's a good question. So around, most of these are around from 2008. The pictures may not be exactly from 2018. I'm sorry, 2019, but they were watches that were in my collection at that time. And so where I was I had started collecting watches around 2005. Had a couple of watches, and then like everybody, I think we were affected by the downturn in the economy in 2007, 2008. So I wasn't really collecting watches, and I didn't get back into collecting watches until around 2000. Well, the thought came back into my mind around 2018 because I kind of dug out I had a Girard-Perregaux and a Panerai that I bought in 2005 and 2007. And I was like, let me start wearing watches again. And then I started, getting into it, and then thinking about buying some more, going on YouTube, and discovering, the whole community, and then being heavily influenced by some people in the community at first, because I was almost like a new collector at that point. And so that's where I was. And so the first couple of watches are not going to be a surprise. I already mentioned them. I had it in my collection. The Girard-Perregaux from 2005 that I bought. It was the first luxury watch I ever bought. I still have it, and I still love it. I'm not going to spend a lot of time here with this because we have so many to go on, and I've done watch collections before, videos. The next is the Panerai, and you guys can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, these are the two watches that I had in the early 2000s, that I had when I started collecting back in 2018 again, and then that I still have, right? And these are the only two watches that from 2018 that I still have. So now I picked up around that time a G-Shock because I wanted a kind of like a beater watch, a watch that I could wear every day and do things outside on the property and whatnot, and not have to worry about it. And this is probably the best $40 I've ever spent. And one day this watch will die, and then I'll buy the same exact watch all over again, because it is, it's been a great friend, right? So next watch is I picked up a Sarb 033, and I bought this watch and sold it a couple times over again, and it was a nice, very nice office watch. And so I didn't want to go into the city with a Girard Perregaux or Panerai. I felt that Panerai wasn't like a real like kind of office. And this is when I was going into an office, right? Office watch, and the Girard Perregaux just felt too big. So this was just like, the nice right size. And I really like this watch. I still do. If the opportunity presents itself, I'd probably buy it again. But yeah. So
is that 40 millimeters? Or?
I think it's 38.
Okay,
It's
looks really
38.
nice on your wrist.
Yeah. I think it's a 38 millimeters. And actually, you know what? And thanks for bringing that up, Avi, because when I bought this watch and I put it on, it felt so small because I was so used to the Panerai and the Girard Perregaux, the sizing. They were both 42 plus. I thought, wow, this is really small. I don't know if I could do this. And we're talking a 38 millimeter case timer, so it's not tiny. And I don't have huge wrists. I have 6 3/4 inch wrists. But then after a day, my eyes got used to it, and it was totally fine. And it's a really nice watch. I got it for like initially like around $300. Now, like on eBay, it's double that easily, and some people are trying to sell it for at least double that. So anyway, and then finally, of course, I got. I don't have a picture of me wearing the SKX. So this is just a thumbnail from a video that I did about 1.5 years ago. But I had an SKX. Of course, I fell into that TGV rabbit hole, and a bunch of other reviewers, and of course, Marcus, what? Get out of here. Marcus, you're not even on the stream. Oh,
We're
get
in the
out of
robe
here,
and
Mark.
everything.
Get out of
Hop
here.
off
Get
there.
out of here, Marcus.
Nice.
All right. Get out. Bye, you old rattlesnake. Okay. So, yeah. So, that's what my collection looked like 3 years ago. And it's so different now. It's just, I pretty much chronicle my collection in the channel. So it is just light years different, with the exception of the GP and the Panerai, So
Right.
and it's just my tastes have changed,
When did the German watch craze start?
So probably about maybe at the end of 2019,
Okay,
because that's when I just started like realizing that
switching.
for what I like, right, in that price range that I was in at the time, I got better value. I felt,
Mhm. Mhm.
and then that's another rabbit hole to go down to, right? And I'm pretty much, yeah, I'm hook, line, and sinker. Although I mean, I'm not exclusive to German watches. So let's see. Peter loves his Sarb 033. 033 zooming in price, similar to the 017, the Alpinist. Yeah. So I think like the SKX and the Sarb for many of us was a watch that we got. This is some BS. Show us the Gotham. The Gotham was not in the collection in 2018. I sold the Gotham around 2016, 2017. That's yeah. So okay. So enough about me. Let's move over to and just bear with me. Let's go with Wolfgang. Right? Why not? Right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Just give me a second here to pull some of your watches up, and let's share window. Okay. All right. So Wolfgang, I got a Seiko up here. Tell us about this guy.
Still here, as you know. This was probably my second or third purchase, I think, since I started collecting about 2017, I think I started. And I realized very early on that I wanted a beater watch, that I could basically do whatever I wanted with and
Yeah.
take everywhere. and I got it from a little AD, I think, that were able to order it. Wasn't that easy to get, but wasn't that expensive either. And I like the blue dial, still do. Still one of my two Seikos. No plan of selling. I think basically all of the watches I sent you are still here. I mean, one is an exception.
Yeah.
It's kind of here, but it's the wife owns it.
Yeah. Gotcha.
This is the one, yeah.
So that's a submersible. Is that gold?
Yeah.
Nice.
Very
That's
nice.
Beautiful.
684. Absolutely love it still, but I mentioned to her that it's a little too small, and that's all it took. And she said, "Well, I'll take it." And I agreed, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah.
Still regret it.
How many millimeters was that to be small?
That's 42.
42. Okay.
It's not. It's just compared to my 47s, like this one. This was the first one I bought in 2000. I told you the story. I think when I wanted the Sea Dweller and couldn't get it, I got into the YouTube world and found this. That was the first purchase in the collection. I just like the submersibles. The 47 are my favorite.
And then we have.
Then I got the Sea Dweller. About
Yep.
summer of 2018. I got it from a friend. Basically, helped me get it. Waited about 3 months for it. So also still here. All the ones I sent you, I still have. That's probably. Maybe I had a Breitling at the time that I don't have anymore, but that was about the whole collection by summer, fall 2018.
So very dive heavy, huh? You like your dive watches?
I didn't really think about any kind of theme or,
Mm-hmm.
I always just buy whatever I like, whatever,
Yeah.
looks good to me. And much later on, I realized that it's very dive watch heavy or sports watch heavy, what I collected.
Mm-hmm.
I changed it a little, by the time COVID rolled around, things changed dramatically. And I got a few dress pieces now, but still most of the collection, is diver sports pieces. Yeah, Wilson needs to get it.
Yeah. I'm skipping over Oil Money's comments.
What did he say?
You could see in the playback. Has anyone filmed a dive where the watch explodes or implodes, as the case may be? No, I've never seen that. Yikes. Okay. Sorry, that took me by surprise there, Forbin. Okay, so going along here, let's get Sanjay. Sanjay, you're up next. And tell about this guy.
This is actually probably the third watch I ever bought. Again, kind of semi-influenced by TGV. I was just getting into watches, and an AD near my house was going out of business, and they had this off, like 60% off.
Yeah.
So I was super excited about it. It had a really nice, the seconds hand sweep was super cool. I thought the whole watch was really cool. It has like the shield like shape. It's not circular.
Yeah.
I really regret selling it. But it was like 300 Canadian, so like $5 US. Super cheap. And yeah, that's about it.
Okay.
It was
So you got into collecting around that time as well?
Yeah, that's about when I started.
What was it? You, Wolfgang and I, around that same time, we started really getting into. It's interesting. What 2 to 3 or 4 years ago? Something was happening.
It is really interesting for me. It was because my daughter was born.
Mm-hmm.
and I was into smartwatches, and I was getting tired of upgrading every 6 months, and I wanted something that lasted, and that's what got me into mechanical watches. But
Right.
yeah, so this is the Glycine Combat 6.
Mm-hmm.
A friend locally was selling it, so I picked it up. Super nicely wearing, 36 millimeters, very, very nice watch. I gifted it to my dad, so he has it now.
Excellent.
Nice.
Yeah. This was one of my regrets. This is the Tissot C Star 1000. I really like the dial. I really like how it looks overall, but I got kind of it was far too big for me, which is why you don't see a wrist shot here. But it's comical on my wrist.
How big is it?
It's 44 millimeters.
Oh my!
Yeah, well, it's not 47 like your Panerai, but yeah, it's a great piece, but far
like
too
it.
big. Yeah, very unique.
Yeah,
And
true old money. I mean, like he does have a lot of he had a lot of influence, especially if we got into watch collecting around that time.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I didn't know about him until Watchbox kind of did that, signed him up or whatever.
Right.
hmm
This is a great watch.
Yes,
Yeah.
this was probably one of. I bought two watches together to start off with a bang. My first one was a quartz Tissot chronograph, a PRC 200, and this was the other one. This ProMaster, beautiful watch, great loom, tough as nails, Eco Drive. Again, I sold it as I do even today to move up the ladder to. And I kind of miss it, but great watch, really worth the money. Crazy price for this thing.
Cool.
This is the Seiko Cocktail Time Open Heart SSA 359. Kind of got caught up with the Cocktail Time hype again, probably with TGV.
I didn't know that Cocktail Time had an open heart.
Yeah, me neither. That's
Yeah,
fascinating.
they're starting to come back again. Recently, Seiko's been putting out a couple of models with open hearts, but this was one of their first, I think. But really nice watch. Had it for quite a while, actually. I think I had this one for about a year, which is funny. But yeah, good piece.
Oh yeah, my.
Mhm.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah. I mean, how long did I have the Railmaster for? Like, what,
Yeah.
a month?
Right, exactly. Kevin S. said he bought the Flight Master based on TGV. Still a great watch for under 200. I agree. Okay.
Nice.
Thank you, Sanjay. Now let's move on to the next victim. I mean, panelist. Okay. I wish there was a better way, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, Joe.
Oh no. Okay.
Here we are now.
Well,
So when did you start getting into collecting?
Around 2016, I think when
Yeah.
my quartz watch, I had a daily quartz watch from pretty much from like a Chinatown, Canal Street special,
Right.
and that finally went kaput. So I had to find something. And it actually led me down the rabbit hole of getting my dad's old Seiko fixed or overhauled. And then, just got interested in the mechanical watches. And of course, TGV, like you can see in this composite photo, TGV had his stink all over me as well. So this was about 2017, 2018, what watching all those videos, and that was like some early watch you want stuff as well, but I didn't have the budget to go into that. But yeah, this is kind of where it led me with, like,
You weren't vaccinated yet.
Exactly. So micro brands, galore. Some Christopher Ward, some Zodiac. That was like first generation Zodiac revival stuff. Glycine Airman. I still have it, but Glycine Airman just before Invicta got it. I've got my Sarb there too. Sarb 017, of
Hmm.
course. Squale's in there with the
Yeah.
bronze one,
Yeah.
which isn't TGV's fault so much as Bruce Williams, because he did like a really early video as soon as it was released, and he was like, there was a little bit of hype there, so I was like, oh man, I got to jump on this one. And it sucked. Um, but I don't know. The only ones hanging out with me still, besides the glycine, might be that Oris at the bottom center, the 1917. Still got that one, even though I don't wear it a lot. That one is actually from Vegas, from Tourneau at the Forum, and it was a fun vacation. So I just keep it around to remember that
Very
trip.
nice.
Yeah.
Kevin's asking, what embarrassing watches did Bobby own 3 years ago? Silver Snoopy,
You know what,
CK2998 pulsometer, Omega
Bobby?
Speedmaster Tintin.
I sent you a Discord message because I just showed you one picture. But just picking on Joe's this thing. That's the original Seiko Alpinist, right? That's the first.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
I really like that one. That top row, especially as a three watch collection.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Hamilton in the middle, in the top
Yeah.
row is the Hamilton, right?
It is, yeah. Hamilton, they're like, what is it called? Pioneer Navy. It's
Hmm.
really nice. I just didn't really like the location of the subseconds, the way it was placed, but it fits really nicely. 40 millimeter diameter. It's got those uh, wire lugs, so it's cute. It's a nice one.
Yeah, where my eye went to was straight down the middle. I'm not necessarily a huge Christopher Ward fan, but I love how they do the moon phase. They do a moon phase, and not like a little small aperture on the corner of a dial. They take up a third of the dial, and they give you this huge ass moon phase. And
Yeah.
if you're gonna do it, I know it's useless, right? For most of us, it's a useless complication. If you're gonna do it big, and they get it. They got that right. Arnold and Son has got that figured out right. Meistersinger
Mhm.
has figured it out right. Just give me a big moon phase, and so yeah, so I like that one. That's where my eyes went to. Chaz. Well, we're gonna get to Chaz in a second.
Oh, nice.
Um, the Colin saying this is before Joe became the most interesting watch collector in SP.
Allah, Allah. I don't know which Joe he's talking about.
I think we know who he is talking about. Right, Ball. Kevin, you're right. Ball also does a nice,
Oh, yeah.
nice move face as well.
Yeah, sure.
I left them out, but you're correct. Okay, so let's keep going. Bobby, I haven't been able to check out the Discord, so I don't know.
That's all right. It's funny that they were saying about the Omega Tintin and everything, because I was a Speedmaster junkie. Like, I was
Ooh.
collecting Speedmasters left and right. Whatever, the limited edition, whatever was coming out, I was trying to pick on it.
Right.
So this was a time when Tintins were nothing. There were a couple grand max. I had the Snoopy, so that was my second watch I ever had. My first watch I ever got was actually a pre-wave Omega Seamaster. That was my first watch I ever, like, luxury watch. And then my second watch I ever got from the boutique was a silver Snoopy. It was just there.
Oh,
And then I loved Snoopy, so I got the original one, which was a couple of grand as well. So these were things which were not like expensive.
no.
And then I went to the speed, like
Amazing.
chronograph, like how Wolfgang was into divers. I was into chronographs. I was getting the Alaska Project, the Tintin, the Speedy Tuesday, all this. At one point, I had like 12 Speedmasters, and then one day I woke up and saying, "What am I doing?"
Yeah.
I mean,
That's amazing.
all these are manual. All these are manual wind Speedmasters. So I'm like, I'm not doing it. Like, I have to manually wind each one of them.
Yeah.
And then I was in this chronograph kick in which I collected like a El Primero, a Daytona, a Speedmaster, a JLC Master Chronograph, and I think an IWC. So I was in this whole chronograph world. And then I was like, I got to broaden my, like how you went to German watch. I was like, this is not it. Like, I'm just diving into this thing. I know everybody loved diver watch at that point. I was into chronographs, and then
Yeah.
I just expanded from there.
Well, hey, look, I mean, it's a good place to launch from, right? I mean,
Mhm.
probably were able to sell some of those chronos and go into different pieces, right? I mean, so, it's not all for loss, you know what I mean? Like, I think you did all right. Okay, so Chaz was gracious enough to send in some pictures and some watches that he had over 3 years ago. And this is what his collection looked like. He had the Oris Big Crown Pro Pilot, very, very classic, pilot watch. Uh, Very nice. Tudor Heritage 41. I love this watch. It's Tudor's version
Nice.
of the Explorer, right?
Mhm.
And they also had a 36, I believe, and a smaller one, maybe a 32, and also in blue. So if you wanted this, if you didn't want black, you go with blue. Very legible watches. You have the snowflake hands. I like this one. Seiko. I think that's a tuna. Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, a sumo. Um, I'm not sure if it's a modded one or not, but the twisted lugs looks like it's a sumo, and the print on the um, bezel insert looks sumo to me, as well as the hands. And he's got it paired up with a little knife here. I still like it. I think sumo still might be my favorite Seiko diver, even though it's pretty big. But I just like the curves of the case. Um,
Nice.
and he's got a Citizen here, Eco Drive, Chrono. Very, very nice. And Seiko Alpinist, there it is.
Nice.
Very popular watch a few years ago, for sure. Um, Thank you, Chaz, for submitting that. Anything standing out for you guys?
Well, like you said, the Seiko Alpinist. It seems like
Yeah,
it's creeping in everybody's, and it feels like everybody has a Seiko
yeah,
in their collection.
Mhm.
Even then, 3 years, 4 years ago, it feels funny that it's gone up in market, right?
hmm
And I just hope it for the future collectors out there that Seiko becomes like like a attainable piece.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. Justin, curvy, voluptuous watch, that sumo. I had a chance to review one on the channel, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was going to be too big for me. Um, and the case size is pretty big, and the lug to lug was, I think, probably around 50. But I just liked the way it looked on wrist, and it had a lot to do with the curving of the case and the lugs. And then I really liked the print, or the way the numbers are, like these bubble numbers on the bezel insert. So not Seiko. So really, really enjoyed my time with that. Okay, so we're gonna jump next to uh, Dan. Um, Let me share my screen here again. And Dan gave us a group collection shot here. A lot of G-Shocks.
Nice.
He's got the IWC Big Pilot right there. A
Mm.
beautiful, beautiful watch. Looks like he's got a vintage Omega Seamaster down here. Let me see if I can zoom in on some of these. Yep. Vintage Seamaster, very, very nice. Not really sure which this is. Some of these brands
Stowa.
could be a Stova, right? Yeah. Because you do have that option of not having the logo on their dial, and a bunch of G-Shocks. I see a Frogman there, G-Shock Square, and then he had a few more.
Wow, brew watch.
Yeah, Planet Ocean. Here's that Seamaster again, and potentially the Stova. So
Nice.
very, very nice. And then he gave us a shot of what his collection looks like today. So definitely, he's definitely kept the Planet Ocean. He still's got a bunch of the G-Shocks here.
Is that
Uh,
Breitling?
he's got a Breitling right there in the smack in the middle.
Mm.
So the pilot is gone. Hmm.
Yeah, the big pilot's gone. This is a new pickup of his as well
That's
here.
cool. Synchron, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, nice.
He's got the Grand Seiko,
Nice.
2 Grand Seikos actually.
Oh yeah, Godzilla.
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 So yeah, so definitely,
He
loves
still
his
kept
Grand
his Planet
Seiko.
Ocean, right? The first
Kept
one
his-
is the plan.
Kept his Planet Ocean.
Nice.
That seems to be like a keeper, right? I mean, like,
Nice.
I know so many people with Planet Oceans now, and it was a watch that when back in like 2005, 2006, when I had a couple of friends who were watchmakers working for Richemont, not working for Swatch, not working on Omegas, but they were like looking to the Planet Ocean. Yeah, the coaxial movement had just, I think, had just come out around that time, and they were all about it. So thank you, Daniel, for sharing that.
Nice.
Anything stand out, guys?
Like-
or
I love this Planet Ocean.
yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
like you were saying, I think at that point of time, even then, big watches were the deal, right? Like you had the Panerais, the
Mhm.
big Panerais, 47 millimeters, big IWCs, and the Planet Oceans were the in trend at that point.
Absolutely. Hey, Penny, how are you? Thank you for joining us. Sorry if I'm not keeping up with the chat, guys. I'm trying my best, but we still have a few more to go. Okay, so watches with Murky G. He also submitted. And let's see here. I want to make sure I get the right one first. Okay, and I will share because he's picked up some pieces recently that have been very, very interesting. So here we are. Got the double Sarbs. He's got the double Alpinist, although this one may be the older one a few years ago, and I think the blue one had just come out maybe a year or two ago.
That was the Dinky limited edition.
Dinky, right?
Yeah, but it's only been like a year or two, right? I mean, it's not
Yeah.
like Christopher Ward, Hamilton, Zinn, Glycine, a lot of diversity on that top row. You got a Seiko here, very interesting Seiko. Which one's that? Is that the
Giugiaro.
Yeah, there you go. But he loved his Alpinist and he loved his Sarbs. Very heavily influenced Seiko, and again the Sarbs make another appearance there. Loved the 556, the Zen, and got the field watch with the Hamilton classic Glycine as well. And
less Swiss watches, right? Very few Swiss.
Yeah, very few. Right, exactly. Good point. Very few Swiss. And so let's see how it looks like now. I think it looks very different. And so very, very different, right?
Very Swiss now, right?
Yeah. He's kept the Seiko. He's kept the Alpinist and put it on this nice beads of rice bracelet. I like that. Got a Grand Seiko. Got 2 Grand Seikos. A couple of Rolexes. You got the Explorer, and is that sorry, guy. Too close. Just wanted to make sure. He's got the Submariner there. Yeah. Navitimer. Nice. Some icons here. He's got a lot of icons. He's got the El Primero, which is a recent pickup by him.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
The El Primero. Yeah. El Primero on a brown strap. You can't beat that.
Yeah. I mean, I had a brown strap on mine. Nice looking watch. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No date on this one, huh?
I think is that 430?
Yeah. No, it isn't. I think.
Is that no? You're right.
Yeah, there's no date on that one.
It looks good.
Looks good.
Yeah. Edition of 90 pieces or something like that. It's a
wow. That is a unicorn. You're right.
Yeah. Excellent. Thank you, watches. Appreciate it. And let's see here. Let me catch up here. The final edition 38 piece limited.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa, Colin, thinking of a bluesy right now.
Yeah, he hasn't bought anything lately, has he?
Yeah, in like 2 days. Right?
Save
Disgusting.
up. Save up for the Zeitwerk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ross, that's the last El Primero ever limited edition from Timeless Lux. Last in that case, I should say. El Primero wins. Fight me. Awesome. Okay, still got some more going, guys. Thank you for your patience. Let's see here. And wait, did I get? I thought I had another one for him. Okay. Oh, I didn't have time. Okay. Sorry, just thinking out loud here. Okay, so Amin sent in, submitted. He also sent me another picture about an hour or two before the stream. I couldn't, I just couldn't get it over. But here you go. You have your Rolexes here, which I don't think he has a Rolex now in his collection, except for maybe the Datejust that he got as a gift. But he no longer has a Submariner, no longer has the GMT, no longer has the JLC sector dial, no longer has the professional. Yeah, there's the Datejust,
We
and
gotta talk about the sector dial.
Sector dial. Yep.
Yeah.
Agree.
Oh,
Yeah.
That is the piece.
Yeah.
Shocking.
Oh my God.
Shocking. I didn't know he had it. What's
Yeah.
wrong with him?
yeah.
This is such a good looking picture.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
a great collection. This is like the. I like Amin 3 years ago.
Yeah. And I think Amin's told the story that he sold that JLC for a pretty good price, and then like a month or two later, it just like exploded in price.
Can you zoom in on that? Is the sector
Ab-
dial?
Absolutely.
That's
didn't he
sector
do that with the
dial.
Reverso too?
Oh wow, that's so beautiful.
Unbelievable.
I own the master the sector dial the chronograph version of this.
Yeah.
And I was really thinking of getting this one because it has a beautiful case back too. Oh my God, this is
Yeah.
such a beautiful watch. This is a perfect
is.
JLC watch.
This
Oh,
is
look at those hands. Oh,
Yep.
man.
Whew. Gosh, Amin.
And the monster. He had a monster.
Yes.
Yeah.
That looks
A
good,
good one.
actually. The
Yeah.
monster
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
But I don't hate him for selling the monster. I kind of do for selling the sector dial.
Let's see what here. What happened? Yeah, what happened? Right.
He unplugged from the Matrix.
He really unplugged from the Matrix. Even
Jason saying, "I'll take all those." What is going on? I'm unsold the JLC for next to nothing. LOL.
wow.
Yeah. I remember seeing that sector dial, that JLC, maybe on Joma Shop, right? And like them having it in stock for under $5 a couple years ago, like 4,800, 4,900, and it was so so tempting. Oh my God.
It's very rare to have a JLC that appreciates in value.
Yeah,
and Amin
right.
had one of them. Like it's and he sold it for next to nothing. I mean, this is one of the I have one of them, but that is one of them. Like you can't get that right now. He sold it. Wow.
So sad what has happened to my friend Amin.
Such a great watch. Yeah, it makes you wonder, what JLC was, what they're capable of, and I'm not happy with what they're putting out lately.
Amin's car was apparently totaled and stripped parts. I love how Sanjay's story has morphed as a explanation for what the hell happened to your collection.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, we got a few more to go. We're almost at
You don't have the now picture for Amin?
No, we don't.
We all know what happened, right? Okay.
We know.
Okay.
So a couple of guys sent in what their collections look like, and a couple of them it was just one watch. So next up is Joe from Philly, watch Philly fan. and this was his watch 3 years ago, the Kenneth Cole reaction.
Wow. So he
Nice.
got going in the 3 years too.
Yeah, he got going, and he's got a very impressive collection at the
Yeah.
moment.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
know, so thank you, Joe, for sharing that. Next up is someone else from our Discord, MTB Mike, and I'm not sure if he's on tonight. I think I saw him before, and he had a couple of good looking watches here.
yeah. Tudor.
Tudor Prince, a Certina here. I don't know much about Certina, but it's a Certina chronograph, and an Omega Seamaster chrono.
He was in
Seamaster with a
Chrono.
tachometer,
Right. Yeah.
which is interesting, right? Or no?
He was in a Chrono Fix too. I guess.
He was in a chrono fix too. That's right, and sort of a vintage chrono fix,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
Nice. Yeah.
because I know those Tudor Princes now are fetching a decent amount, especially the Tiger ones, right?
Mhm.
Yep. Thanks, Joe, for bringing that in for us. Just let's go, Joe. Nice Omega. Megan saying Certina are a great brand. They are.
The Tudor looks great.
No, I don't think this is a Tiger one. I think it's just a Tudor Prince. Anyway, okay, so let's get moving. We have two more, and then I'll give the screen sharing a break to everybody's. I'm sure everybody will be overjoyed. Here, Paul sent this in. Another heavily influenced Seiko guy a few years ago. All Seiko watches, and this, I think this was Ed. He may have had more, but
No tag.
What was that?
No tag.
No
Tag
tag. No tag.
And no gray dials.
You're no great house. Yeah. So he looks like. I'm not sure. I mean, is this a SARP 35 or not? I'm not 100% sure. It looks like it could be.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, and some of these I don't know. You have a Seiko 5 Sports here, field watch looking watch, and some of these I don't know the reference numbers. This looks like a Samurai up here because of the case. I don't know if it was modded or not, but again, heavily influenced by Seiko, like most of us were. And then finally, a youngster in the group, someone that we kind of know, sort of know, we do know, and that is young Philip Savitt, who trolls his father on Tuesday nights usually. And so I asked Philip when he sent it in. He's got the Zelos here and a smartwatch, a couple watches. I'm like, wait, but this is your current collection. I mean, Philip's a teenager, and he's like, yes. He said this was also my collection 5 years ago. So, so thank you, Philip, for submitting. Hopefully, your dad will get you that gold Rolex one of these days.
It's funny that we're supporting Philip and then we're bashing Amin.
Yeah. Megan's starting a rumor that Wolfgang started with Invicta. Oh man. ID guy, smart watch, grumble.
I didn't know the name Invicta until 2 years ago.
Invictus headquarters is across the street from here in Florida.
Is it really?
Oh, nice.
Because they ship all the watches to the cruises, so it's from here.
Oh yeah, sure. That
Wow.
makes sense.
I told
That's
you
hilarious.
they had like 2 boutiques in Mexico in Playa del Carmen, so there's something going on.
Yeah.
Tourists like
Invicta
it.
cruises, yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Colin St. Philip had to witness the destruction. I feel bad for him. Yeah.
Oh,
Smartwatch isn't a watch. It's wearable technology. Yeah. I mean, I agree with that. Right.
Mhm.
Let's see here. Wrist computer, yeah, he had Philip had a little wrist computer there. It was very, very, very nice. So, I from what I take it, a lot of us, or most of us that submitted pictures, um, really just only started recently collecting in the last couple of years, and a good percentage of them were influenced or had a lot of Seikos. Now, Wolfgang, I know you didn't. You had the one. Um, but I've had my share of Seikos when I began collecting, and it's because most of the people I was watching on YouTube were promoting them, and rightfully so. I mean, for somebody who is not comfortable at the time for spending a enormous amount of money, which we do now, it made sense, right? It made sense. It was a name. It was a brand that we've all heard of for a really, really long time. They make great watches, although sometimes the quality control was not always there. It's something that we kind of overlooked. We thought of it as charming, right? Until we realized when we got into finer watches, no, this is not charming. It shouldn't be this way, right? Any takeaways, guys, on these collections? I don't mean to put you on the spot. Whatever you feel like answering.
It's funny. There's no micro brands, right? You don't see micro brands in most of the collections. It's funny how it's just blew up in the last couple of years.
Yeah, because I would say, like, in 2018, like, micro brands were not on my radar. I've owned a couple, maybe one or two, Zelos being one, and Zelos, and I know I've owned maybe another one, but they're just not my thing. And but yes, you're right. 3 or 4 years ago, not as much. 2 years ago or a year ago, in the last couple of years, definitely blown up, right?
Yeah. I think Seiko going up market just gave that much. I think Halios was still there, but everything else, like you said, are just newer micro brands popping up.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I remember drooling over Dan Henry watches. So I remember almost buying a Dan Henry, one of those super compressor style watches that they had. There was another Borealis. I think I was thinking of getting back then. So,
Wilson, my collection was stress-free 3 years ago. He sent me a picture, and it was just an empty table. He wasn't into watch collecting yet. So
I wonder what's gonna happen in the future. Some of us spent a lot of money on watches in the last 2-3 years. Some of you guys, sold some and bought new ones. But if that's kind of anecdotal on the whole watch market, they might face a slowdown after the opening and all that, because I don't know if we all will keep spending like we did.
Or it's funny you say that. Clayton just wrote this. I've been collecting for 20 years, not burning out anytime soon. So maybe us enthusiasts, us collectors, that segment of the watch buying population, maybe we won't burn out.
No, I don't mean, I don't see myself burning out at all, but I have to slow down, because I don't sell.
Gotcha.
Will you guys keep, kind of switching and kind of upgrading to more of what you really like, kind of fine-tuning, the collection? That's going to keep the whole, turnover going.
Yeah.
But like on the other side, like Wolfgang, you were saying, the secondhand market, the high horology pieces, like Vacherons, you can get for teens. You can get a Patek Nautilus Aquanaut for teens at that point in time, 3 years ago. You could have gotten a Nautilus for the high 20s, low 30s. Now it's just insane. Like, it's just growing up in a microbands from one side, and the other side, high horology pieces in the gray market just going up market. Rolex is growing crazy. 3 years ago, we could have gotten whatever you wanted. I remember Daytona going for like 14 or 15K. Those days are gone. So it's just crazy. I think more and more people being like sites like Hodinkee and everything, making more and more online content for everybody, makes more and more buyers. The demand is more.
That's basically the sum up of the question that I have. It's the online game and social media is firing up, the hype segment, and I don't see that slowing down. It's just where will it go? Will it keep going? Will the Nautilus be a $200,000 watch in 5 years?
And I don't know if you can compare this to the car market, like vintage cars. Like, there's more car people, of course. Everything's just going up and up and up. Is this going to be comparable to the car market? I guess vintage cars and all these collectibles.
It's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, it's scary. I was trying to look for a Pogue, Seiko Pogue, and I remember 3 years ago it was $200.
Yeah.
And I swear, here's a fun fact. I don't know if you know this. Colonel Pogue, who went to space.
Yeah.
His family sold his Pogue in 2008. You know how much he sold it for? If you had to guess, $5,700.
Wow.
$5,700. If that same watch, and nowadays, if you're looking for a Seiko, it's like $800 to $1,000, just a normal Seiko Pogue. Just imagine what the price would have been right now if they sold that watch.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. How everything's just going up, crazy money. So,
it's gonna be interesting to see what happens.
So luxury watches, the prices are going up, and we're talking about mostly men's watches here. I don't know anything about this, but does women jewelry go up in price like this?
I guess the Chanel J12, the J12 watch is in high demand. If you look at the secondary market, I was trying to look one for my wife.
But forget about watches. Really? Forget about what. Just like so this is the only jewelry that we wear besides our wedding ring, right? If we're not married, probably. I mean, some people wear necklaces. I don't know, but like other forms of jewelry, especially like women's jewelry. I mean,
probably some pieces for sure.
Yeah.
They collect, the kind of the in-demand brands, same like fashion bags and stuff.
Yeah, the Birkin bags, right?
Gotcha.
Women's.
That's right. Bags, sneakers, all sorts of asset class. Once they become asset classes instead of like, hobbyist collector items, then forget it. You're off to the races.
Yeah, I guess I'm still naive to that kind of collecting. And the upside. Jeffrey was saying that he sold his high-end spinner. Yeah, spinner like a top-end spinner, and penned this week and paid contractor some money and bought a new G-Shock Square to match the Yachtmaster from Japan, a Combi 1. He is sick. Yeah, we all have that sickness, man. More like designer goods, limited edition bags and stuff like that. There's limited edition bags? Man, I had no idea.
Yep.
Basically, application bags.
Yep. like Hermes, you have to buy a lot of stuff to get the Birkin bag. Yeah, kind of like Rolex.
Wow. I'm actually kind of okay not knowing all this.
Right.
I'll just stick to my lane. I'm lucky that my wife is not into purses or that kind of stuff as well. Just my G-Shock titanium camel watches. That's all that she seems to be into. Hey, they used to worry that watches would stop being made.
That's true.
Yeah, I guess course crisis, right? I mean, or even with smartwatches, right? I mean, Hermes invites you to buy the Birkin, like you guys said.
I think I heard today on Tim's latest podcast. What was it? There was a story that I think it was Richard Mill that they told the guy to send in an essay why he should get a watch.
Oh, are you kidding me?
I don't know if it's true, but I think he mentioned it. Or his guest, I forgot.
I've heard of people like when they're buying houses and in a hot housing market, writing letters to the seller, and giving them their story. I've heard that. But for a watch, that's crazy.
I mean, NFTs, right? What was the other thing, right? The virtual stuff and like to buy a basketball highlight. Like, come on, man.
I know. Pretty crazy, right? ID guy saying, let's not kid ourselves. Those type energy shocks are freaking expensive. They are, but they're so cool, man. They're just so cool. Well, guys, we're around 10 o'clock. Wolfgang's got to go party tonight in Vegas. So we got at 115 degrees outside.
Pool party.
So
I'll try to stay up till 9.
Wolfgang, thank you again for joining
Thanks
us.
for having me.
Glad you finally got to Vegas. Sanjay, thank you for joining us as well tonight, and I will see you on Sunday for our watch soup, which is highlight of the weekend for me. And Joe, anything going on with you, man?
No.
Right.
I'll be looking forward to watching you guys on Watch Soup. Happy Father's Day to all you folks out there.
And to you as
Happy
well.
Father's Day.
Thank you,
Dad.
Father's Day.
Bobby, any so what are you gonna buy tomorrow?
No, I'm done for 2021. I can share this.
Well, okay, so it's June
Okay,
18th.
There's a bet. There's a bet in there. We have to make a bet.
Yeah, June 18th,
Sure.
10:06 p.m. Bobby has stated that he is done for 2021. Let's mark that for the record,
Sure.
and we'll come back. Don't get all like, okay, I got to show
Confident.
these guys and not get a watch now. Like, if you want to get a watch, get it, but then we'd be right.
Yeah, I'll buy January 1st, like 10 watches,
Yeah.
I say maybe we have to put one of those fake tattoo stickers on. I'm weak.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you have to come on
Neck
your
tattoo.
on your screen with the sticker on. I'm weak.
Yeah.
If I see watch in 2021.
I'm vulnerable. Yes, I'm weak.
So Colin's so modest. Good job, guys. Yeah, big shoes to fill. Thank you, Thomas, for the super sticker. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. You're a great supporter of the channel. I really appreciate it. And guys, have a great weekend. If you don't see you on Sunday, have a great Father's Day to all the fathers. And for everybody else, have a great weekend too. You guys can be fathers this weekend too.
Should we end with a dad joke? Joke.
You have one ready? Sanjay, sounds like you have one ready.
Sanjay's there.
Yeah, what do you call a cow with no legs? Ground beef.
Oh.
Ooh.
All right. Here's
Like
one.
it,
Here's one.
like it,
Here's
man.
one. Here's one. What's the best time of day to go to the dentist?
Oh, I know this one.
Of course you do. 2:30. Oh, 2:30. All right. Okay. Good night, guys. I'll see you next week.
I
Okay.
guess,
Peace out.